Also, breaking news coming in from Syria as the Syrian government forces continue with their advancement into different towns of Syria's besieged Eastern Ghouta. The Syrian Army has now taken full control of the Eastern Ghouta town of BEIT from the rebel groups. This according to Hezbollah military media unit. This as efforts continues in the town of Shifoni and Rihan, among others. Now, the Syrian forces have intensified the assault in Ghouta, which has become one of the fiercest campaigns of the 7-year-long war. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights Monitoring Group says 800 civilians have so far been killed by government bombing and shelling. Joining us live on the program tonight is our senior international correspondent, Daniele Pagani. He joins us from Amman in Jordan. Daniele, how relevant is this victory?
Good evening, Jessica, to you, and good evening to all our viewers. Well, the conquer of the village of BEIT Sawa per se is not military relevant. BEIT Sawa is a small town. We can actually define it a village. Before the war, there were a little more than 6,000 inhabitants. But BEIT Sawa is very close to an important city inside Eastern Ghouta, which is the city of Douma. One, I would say, of the largest center in the suburbia of Damascus that we call Eastern Ghouta. And a very relevant point, several groups, several anti-Assad armed groups are headquartered in the city of Douma. And it is from Douma that in the beginning of the Syrian Arab Spring, back in 2011, when this was not a war but a call for more democracy in a country which has been ruled for 40 years by the same family, the largest demonstrations in Syria took place. Therefore is, I would say, an anti-Assad stronghold, both when it comes to armed groups and to peaceful protesters. It is only nearly 7 kilometers from where the Syrian army is right now. So if we put it into context, this becomes militarily relevant.
Right, Daniel, in the Syrian army, do you think by any chance it is willing to abide by the UN voted ceasefire?
Well, obviously, no. This is a sort of a question that answers itself with the news that you just gave and that we are tracking. The Syrian army says that they are fighting against the terrorist hold-up in Eastern Ghouta. They consider the anti-Assad Islamist rebel groups fighting in Eastern Ghouta a threat to the country, a threat to the security of their capital city. Therefore, they say that as per their understanding of the ceasefire voted by the United Nations Security Council, the terrorist group active in Eastern Ghouta will not be included in the ceasefire. So the answer is no, they will not abide by the ceasefire when it comes to Eastern Ghouta.
All right, Daniele Pagani, thank you for joining us on the program and breaking this particular news for them.